Making amends should not serve as a bait to prompt the other party to do the same.
I see.
It's not like to
Yeah.
begin so that
So that
with
the
the
other
hope.
person also
Yes,
wants to
yes, it's not. Yeah.
apologize atau okay.
The right motivation is to take responsibility for your own sin and be willing to make restitution.
Hi friends, welcome back to Pruning for Fruitfulness Study Part 3. We are now on Lesson 17 by Biblical Amends, a concept that is both humbling and freeing. And today, Mimi is here to help us unpack what it means to amend the way God calls us to do. So thank you, Mimi, for being here.
Thank you, Grit.
Okay, Mimi, I'm gonna go straight to my first question. Can you explain the concept of making biblical amends?
Yeah, so what is amend, right? Maybe some of us are not familiar with the
Yes.
concept. It is a reparations or payment for loss, damage, or injury of any kind. It means to pay back. Making amends is God's peacemaking process. The steps are forgiveness, which we talked about in the previous
Lesson.
episode, and making amends is the next step.
Okay.
And then after making amends, then reconciliation. So forgiveness is between you and God, where you transfer to God all the pain, the hurt that you have suffered from others. When you forgive someone, it means that person is now in God's hand for judgment, and God will apply justice on your behalf.
Okay.
Making amends deals with horizontal relationship between you and those you have harmed. So if it is forgiveness is vertical between you and God, making amends is horizontal between you and the person that you have wronged.
Okay.
It is a personal effort to pursue peace with others by taking responsibility for your sin and attempting to repair the damage it has caused. Therefore, opening the door for reconciliation. So, the the purpose of making amends is actually to move further into reconciliation. The goal is reconciliation, actually. We'll talk about in detail in the next episode about reconciliation.
Okay.
So the biblical example we want to see about biblical amends, understanding further, it's the character of Zacchaeus in the New Testament. So after Zacchaeus met Jesus, he was transformed. He repented. He used to cheat the people for taxes. And after he made the decision to follow Christ, he said this: I will give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have, and this part is the biblical amends, and if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount. It is in Luke 19, verse 8. This is the example. You don't have to follow 4 times. It's not like a prescription command that it has to be 4 times, but at least you pay it.
It's like you're
back.
making it right again. You're trying to make
Yes.
it right
Yes, making the wrong to become right. Yeah, for example, if you steal something, you come out and you confess your sin and you pay back. Maybe pay back with interest or more, or 2 times. It's between you and God to decide. Yeah.
Okay, so you already explained what is biblical amends, but what is it not?
What is it not? Yeah. Okay. It is not admitting that you are the only one at fault. So let's say in a conflict situation.
Yeah.
Conflict takes two to tango, right?
Yes.
Parties. When you are willing to make an amend, is that you are admitting your part, your mistake. It is not absorbing all the responsibility on my shoulder alone. I am only taking the responsibility on my part, my sin, my part that create this conflict.
Okay.
So
So owning up my own mistake, my side of mistake
yes, yes,
in the
yes,
situation.
yes. For example, an employee. This is example about employee and employer.
Hmm.
The employers are stingy, for example,
Hmm.
and uh, not to the expectation of the employee, or treating the employee not good because of the stinginess, and then the employee stole or cheated the company some money,
Hmm.
right? And then um, the employee repented and wanting to make biblical amends, right, as moved by the Holy Spirit, and he or she is only responsible for the part that she is cheating, but the part that the employers are stingy and all that, that is um not his part. He just owned the part that he committed, basically the fraud by cheating and stealing,
Hmm.
that part that he is responsible.
I see.
But it doesn't mean that absorbing that the employers are not good, employers are
Yeah,
stingy,
because
employers
sometimes we
are.
want to justify our
Yes,
mistake.
yes,
Well, I
yes,
did this because
yes,
you did that,
yeah, that's right.
because you're
Yeah,
stingy,
yeah,
because we
yeah,
tend to want to do that.
that's right.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, but this is choosing to just look at how do I contribute to the problem?
that's right. Yeah, and owning that part and wanting to make amend for that part. The second point is that um, making amend is not an excuse for another person's sin.
Hmm.
Each party needs to own up to his or her own
Okay.
sin
Hmm.
and to make amends for his or her part only,
Okay.
which we already talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the third one is that making amends is not suppressing your anger or denying your hurt. Same like
Oh,
forgiveness.
yeah, that's
It's
right.
not suppressing or for denying your own hurt. Same thing like when we forgive
Forgive.
someone,
Yeah.
it's not suppressing anger or denying our hurt. Same
Yeah.
thing here. So anger and hurt are not sinful. Making amends is honestly dealing with your own sin and cleaning up the mess so you can honor God.
Hmm.
So making amends is taking responsibility
Hmm.
and accepting the consequences of your own sin.
Hmm.
It is the right heart attitude to expose sin to the light and a willingness to accept the appropriate consequences.
That
So,
is the humbling part, I think. Yeah, that's
yeah,
this decision.
yeah,
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 owning it up
yeah,
and be willing to take the consequences. I
that's
think that
right.
is.
And then the result is freedom,
Hmm.
despite of the painful consequences that we have to face.
Mhm.
But then we experience freedom.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then the next point, not the second, making amends is not reconciliation, Grit.
Hmm.
Because reconciliation happen when both parties agree to settle the issues and restore the relationship.
Okay.
Making amends is just taking responsibility for your part and making effort to repair the damage from our side, and whether or not the party is willing to accept it. But on our side, I want to make amends.
Hmm.
And the last one to explain what is not is that you should not run away from making amends if other party is not aware of your sin. Let's say the example of the
Yeah.
employer-employee.
Yeah.
If the employer is not aware that the employee is stealing,
Uh-huh.
does not mean that you are free. The employee is free from guilt and free from sin. The act of stealing itself is already sin. If making amends means that although the boss
Doesn't
didn't
know.
know
Yeah.
at all, that we still come humbling ourselves and willing and ready to accept whatever consequences.
Because it is about taking responsibility.
That's
It
right.
is about
Yeah.
knowing
Yeah.
that God has this
Yeah.
standard, and
Yeah.
if I don't make up to that standard,
Yes.
I need to own up that
Yes. Yes.
mistake.
Yes. Even that person
Even
never
if the person that we hurt
act.
doesn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 So we need to confess. And our confession itself is only revealing the damage that has been done because of our sin.
Hmm.
Confession is not making amends. It's only refilling the damage, right?
Mm.
But then we need to do something just like Zacchaeus to make amends. It requires action. Yeah.
Is it possible that we can do biblical amends but with a wrong heart motivation?
Yes, it's very possible since we are very sinful at
Yeah.
heart, and we can sometimes the sin can deceive ourselves. Yeah, yeah. But again, we need to remember that God looks at the heart. God looks at our heart motivation, and He is always checking and monitoring. Yeah, our heart. So, um, this is the wrong motivation. Making amends, we make amends so that the other party also the same for you. That is wrong, right? Making amends should not serve as a bait to prompt the other party to do the same. It's
I
not.
see.
It's not like to
Yeah.
begin so that
So that the
with the
other
hope.
person also
Yes,
wants
yes,
to
yes. It's not. Yeah.
apologize at all. Okay.
The right motivation is to take responsibility for your own sin and be willing to make restitution. Yeah. And then the second point is that wrong motivation when you are making amends with the motivation to protect your image, especially when you don't have godly sorrow. You got caught, your sin has made public, right? If people know, and then you want to make amends just to save face, and you're very insincere and not pleasing to God. Your heart attitude not pleasing to God. You don't have genuine humility before God and before others, so you just fake it to yeah, I need to make amends. I need to apologize to save image, to manage sin, and to just project to others that I am still honorable. That is wrong heart motivation. And then the third wrong heart motivation is when you want to gain popularity or making people like you or praise you because you do that. Wow, so and so do that. Well, for example, like, wow, Zacchaeus pay back 4 times, right? But then God knows Zacchaeus' heart is in the right place, right? If someone do that, just the motivation to be popular and to just be praised by others, it is very, very wrong. Making true biblical amends is a genuine and humble act that is motivated by love, even if your attempt is rejected or when accusations are made unjustly because of your courageously wanting to make biblical amends genuinely before God, and then you got rejected, and then you got accused unjustly. Yeah.
I suddenly think of, is it possible that also w- when you make amends is because you're afraid of further conflict? Like you just want to quickly end
Mm-hmm.
all the tension and you just quickly
Mm-hmm.
saying sorry
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
apologize just to avoid further conflict.
If
Is
you
it
have the right uh, heart motivation, Ingrid, it might not be wrong,
bad? It
be
might not be
bad.
right.
Yeah, about
Okay.
that, because there is also a verse that as long as it depends on you, make peace. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Even in Matthew 5, that Jesus said that if you in conflict, plead right away that you will be come out from that, right?
Mm.
As soon as possible, that you are willing to maybe give in, because if you don't give in, then this conflict will get even worse and worse, and then more people will be involved, will be hurt. The damage is bigger if
Mm.
you don't give in right now. So might not
Okay.
be bad. Yeah, depending on the heart motivation.
Okay.
And then the last wrong motivation is when you treat making amends as a form of self punishment or to atone for your own sin.
Mm.
Christ already died for
Yeah.
our sin, right? but we want to kind of like pay for our own sin.
Oh,
So
okay.
we want to do good works
Yeah, to
to
balance
balance
out.
our sin, right? Again, to use good works to pay for our sin,
I see.
which is
Okay. That's
wrong
also wrong motivation.
motivation.
Okay.
Yeah, because um, yeah, you cannot punish yourself. There is not enough punishment to pay for your sin. Only Christ, yeah, can.
Hmm.
So taking responsibility for your sin by offering restitution or taking necessary action is that is the right heart motivation for doing amendment, not to punish self, not to kind of like atone for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us real life examples of how biblical amends play out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think in lesson 10, I told the story about me not doing the right thing when I sold my car
Oh yeah.
in the US and the seatbelt did not work.
Yeah.
Making amends will be in a situation like that, then I will do something about it, pay back, or I basically replace the seatbelt that is not working with the car with the one that is good. Make sure the safety is in place,
Mm.
or if I don't do that, at least I pay money to that couple that bought the car. Um, that will be the example, but it did not happen because I couldn't find that couple. But then I want to tell a story that happened some time ago. I was in the road. My driver was driving
Mm.
with my daughter at the time. She was still young. Um, and then somebody hit us.
Mm.
Some it's not. I know that my driver didn't hit, but then somebody hit us, and then the situation in such a way it's so fast, it's not clear. So the person, the I think it is involving about two cars. So one car, um maybe it's a angkot driver, and the what is it, the angkot connect, what is it, how do you say connect,
Uh,
the yeah, whatever, the driver's assistant, the one that uh insisted that we were at the wrong.
okay.
So my daughter was already scared, so I told our driver that because he was kind of like angry and then hostile.
Mm.
So I asked my driver to just give our phone number and
Mm.
ask him to come to the office to, and I called my husband at the time, and then he said that yeah, just give my number and then come to the office tomorrow.
Mm.
So he came to the office the next day, and then Hendra basically talked to the person. But before that, he already planned. We already discussed that. Um, Although I think I am pretty sure that we are not at wrong. That somehow we got hit.
Mm.
It's not that our driver the one that hit. But then because this person is so adamant that we need to pay restitution for the broken car. Maybe it's because of the other car, but then he wanted it from us. So we already discussed it at night, before the day that Hendra said, how about we take this opportunity? And although we are not at wrong, God knows, and we give him some money. And then whichever amount that he asked for, we give it double,
Mm.
so that it can be a testimony that he must be thinking, What is this person doing? This is so weird. Why are you paying double?" Um, so that he can have the chance to share the gospel. And true enough, the next day, so Hendra asked, "So how much do you want?"
Mm.
And then he said some amount. I forgot how much. And then Hendra said, "Okay, I'll give you double." And And then he waited for the person to ask, why are you are you doing this? But then the person never asked. The person just smiled and then
Oh,
just wanting to accept that
yeah.
without asking why are you doing this. But Hendra said, well, I just said that, do you know why I'm doing this? And he shared about the gospel about Christ and all
Okay.
that. Yeah, although that he did not sin, but because of our sin, that he paid for the sin that we did not commit,
Yeah.
right? In a way, Hendra wants to also convey, hey, actually in the accident yesterday, we were not at wrong,
Yeah.
but we want to bless you anyway,
Mm,
a double than what you are asking.
yeah.
So it's an opportunity. So sometimes I realized also yesterday as I thinking about this, making amends. Sometimes even when we are not in the wrong, doing the right thing, like doing something extraordinarily, will make people wonder, why are you doing what you did, right? Then you have
Unusual.
the opportunity to share the gospel, and then you can point people to God because of that. And how much more if you're doing wrong and at sin, how much more that you need to
Mm,
make restitution so that you can shine and you can honor God with what you are doing. You are willing to take the responsibility and make the restitution, just like Zacchaeus.
yeah. Yeah.
I give half of my possession and I pay back, and I will pay back if I ever cheated on you 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, to show what generosity that is. Yeah, extreme generosity, I would say.
Mm,
Yeah.
because in a way, that is our response to God's generosity to us as
Yeah,
well.
that's right. That's right.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's a very powerful story. Thank you for sharing me.
Mm.
So, but do you have any final encouragement for our friends who are struggling to make amends because of maybe feeling too late or because of time or death? Just like your previous example with the couple that you sold your car to,
Yeah,
it's not something that you can go back again.
that's right. That's right.
So how do you make
Yeah,
amends with
yeah,
in those cases?
yes. I would suggest and encourage people to really take the time and really doing it not alone, but with a mentor, someone who is mature,
Yeah.
spiritually and character also, and with the community, discuss it. For example, I did a lot of mistakes also that I feel I wrong my ex-boyfriend, for example, Grit.
Mm-hmm.
But is it wise for me today to come to him to apologize and to ask for forgiveness? And he's already married, I'm already married. And I discussed this with my husband, and my husband said no.
Mm.
So sometimes there are things that we feel that, oh, the Holy Spirit convict me. I need to apologize. I want to make right. I want to ask forgiveness. But it is not wise because of considering all the context and all the situation. So I didn't. I didn't because I think it is wise, and I also need to respect my husband's decision.
Mm.
And the same thing with him. So he asked a mentor, should I go back to so and ask for forgiveness for what I did in the past, ex girlfriend? And then the mentor asked him to ask me, and that person is already married. So I said that maybe it's not wise to do that. Maybe you will ruin someone else's marriage if you go today. The same thing where if I go today. So yeah, so be wise
Mhm.
and not be ruled by emotion, but think about it, pray about it, discuss with the community, discuss with someone who is mature, a mentor, and yeah. But if it is involving stealing monetarily, possessions involving money, I would say yes. You need to make it right. You need to pay back.
Mm.
It is involving possessions, money, in fraud, involving stealing, cheating in money. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. funds or property or something, I think God convicts you, you need to do something about it.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. So, but even if it's something that, for example, death, you cannot make amends anymore
Mhm.
because the other person already passed away.
Yeah.
But just owning up our own mistake,
Mm.
taking
Yeah.
responsibility of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yes.
is that
Yeah.
considered as amend as
Yes.
well?
Uh,
Like, because amend is just owning up,
yeah.
admitting our part
Yes.
of the
Yes.
mistake.
So in the case of my case, I cannot find that person, right? But if someone cheating and stealing something big or fraud or committing something, and for example, this ex employee employer cheating big money, and the employee already died,
Yeah.
but the son is now running the company or the daughter running the company, you still can go,
Oh, okay.
right? You still can go and
Okay.
pay back to the son and confess to the son
I see.
or to the daughter or to my family members.
Okay.
They're still living, that you still can pay back to the family members. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mimi, for the real life example and also the final encouragement for our friends. It's been really interesting to learn about forgiveness, biblical amends, and next week we will be talking about reconciliation.
Yeah, my pleasure. Good.
Okay, friends, making biblical amends may be scary, but it is one of the most powerful steps of healing. It's about taking responsibilities of our own mistake. Remember that God's grace is with us even in our deepest mess. So He's not asking for perfection but humility. So take that step this week. Write the letter or make the call. Ask for your community's counsel, and God will walk with you as you make things right. Thank you, and see you again in the next episode.